Hi, I'm Matt Wilkins. I'm an evolutionary biologist who studies sexual selection and birdsong. This is my side journey. In 2007, I was building houses in Texas, and by 2009, I was a songbird researcher in Turkey. Science, as in life, has many crazy twists and turns. When I started grad school, I knew nothing about swallows, except that my PhD advisor, Dr. Rebecca Safran, studied them. So my initial questions were practical. Where do barn swallows live? So Becca needed to set up a long-term study population near Boulder, so I needed to go door to door and ask people, do you have barn swallows? And do you mind having a bunch of scientists on your property at all times? I also needed to learn how you catch and measure barn swallows. So how do we use mist nets? How do we handle birds and ID them once we release them? I also needed to know, how do you study them? So after you've released them, how do we map individuals to particular nests and keep track of their reproductive success? I also had to ask, what don't we know about barn swallows? So what are the gaps in our knowledge? Well, it turns out barn swallows have been studied a lot. We know that subspecies differ in how dark or light they are. We also know that some of subspecies have long tail feathers and others have short tail feathers, and that color and tail feather length are important in mate choice and competition. In comparison, song has only been described in Europe. And this was a huge gap in our knowledge of the species. This was really exciting for me because it connects to my interest in human language, and I had studied both biology and Spanish linguistics in college. So about a year into my PhD, I had settled on a question. How do barn swallow songs differ around the world? So I didn't have any hypotheses at this time, so I went straight into going around the world into different populations and recording them. And this was only possible through international collaborations listed here. As I was collecting data, I would present findings at conferences and get feedback from my peers. Communication is a big part of the ongoing research. It doesn't just happen at the end, it happens throughout the scientific process. So fast forwarding through a lot of analysis and interpretation, one main takeaway of all this research is that genetic and song differences evolve together. As an example, let's look at the two subspecies with the most different songs. Two males are trying to attract a mate. If the female only recognizes one male as a potential mate, these are now effectively two different species. My side journey matters because it contributes to our fundamental understanding of life on Earth. What drives the formation or loss of new species? This work was funded by the National Science Foundation. Future funding of the NSF is being threatened, which means work like this and the training of future scientists may not be possible in the future. Well, I hope this video got you curious about what the birds are saying outside your window right now. This video connects to 2 free units from Galactic Polymath, the education studio I founded. Check them out. Links in the description. Thanks for watching.